former Briarcliff head coach Shane LaDage to take over the Panther football program in North Sioux City. The move comes after LaDage captained the Chargers to a 6-5 season in his 5th year at Briarcliff. That mark was just the 2nd winning season in program history. Now, in response, Briarcliff has already hired their new head coach and former defensive coordinator Nathan Koziel. Koziel played his college ball at Bemidji State and Loras College before making stops as a coach at Minot State and also spending time on the sidelines at one of his alma maters, Loras. Koziel has been with the Briarcliff program since the 2021 season.